Can a man of action still find peace in inaction? This question, my friends, brings us to the mystical world of the Tao Te Ching, an ancient Chinese text of wisdom and philosophy. Chapter 1. The Tao that can be spoken of is not the eternal Tao. This opening chapter introduces the concept of Tao, an ineffable, eternal force that underlies all existence. It's a mystery, wrapped in an enigma, shrouded in a paradox. Chapter 2. The world recognizes beauty because of ugliness and understands goodness because of evil. This chapter highlights the relativity of concepts and the necessity of opposites. Chapter 3. By not exalting the talented, people will not be competitive. This chapter advises leaders to foster harmony by not creating envy and rivalry among their subjects. Chapter 4. The Tao is empty but inexhaustible. Here we are reminded of the Tao's infinite nature, an eternal wellspring of everything. Chapter 5. Heaven and earth are impartial. This chapter emphasizes the indiscriminate nature of the universe, treating all beings equally. Chapter 6. The spirit of the valley never dies. This chapter metaphorically explains the eternal and nurturing aspect of the Tao. Chapter 7. Heaven and earth last forever because they do not live for themselves. Here, the Tao Te Ching teaches us about selflessness and longevity. Chapter 8. The highest good is like water. This chapter suggests that flexibility and adaptability are the keys to life, just like water. Chapter 9. To keep on filling is not as good as stopping. It encourages moderation and warns against overindulgence. Chapter 10. Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? This chapter challenges us to cultivate inner clarity and wisdom. From chapter 11 to 81, the Tao Te Ching continues to unravel profound wisdom, teaching us about humility, simplicity, and the natural way of life. It encourages rulers to govern with minimal interference, individuals to act without expectation, and everyone to accept life's ebbs and flows. As we conclude, let's reflect on our journey through the Tao Te Ching. Its teachings are not just philosophical concepts, but practical guides for everyday life. It invites us to embrace a simpler, more natural way of living and to find peace in the rhythm of the universe. The Tao is not a destination, but a path. It's not a question to be answered, but an experience to be lived. So can a man of action find peace in inaction? Perhaps the answer lies not in the question, but in the silent wisdom of the Tao. Having reflected on the overarching teachings of the Tao Te Ching, let's delve deeper into the wisdom it holds. In the next few minutes, we will journey through chapters 4 to 20, exploring themes that highlight humility, simplicity, and the natural way of life. Starting with chapter 4, the Tao is described as an empty vessel, yet inexhaustible. This paradoxical concept introduces the idea of emptiness as a source of endless possibilities. It encourages humility, asking us to empty our minds and hearts of preconceived notions and judgments to make room for new perspectives. Moving forward to chapters 5 to 10, we encounter teachings on simplicity. The Tao advises us to let go of complexities and to appreciate the basic, unadorned aspects of life. It invites us to be like a newborn child, pure and free from prejudice. As we progress to chapters 11 to 20, we learn about the Tao's philosophy of living in harmony with nature. The Tao does not strive, it flows. It does not compete, it exists. It teaches us to live naturally, without forcing or resisting the course of life. To make these teachings more relatable, let's consider real-life examples. Imagine a river. It does not rush or strive to reach the ocean. It simply follows its natural course. Similarly, the Tao encourages us to flow with life's currents, rather than struggling against them. Or consider a tree. It does not compete for sunlight, it simply grows towards it. As we conclude this deep dive, we realize the timeless wisdom embedded within the Tao Te Ching. Each chapter offers a unique perspective, a different lens through which to view our lives. The Tao Te Ching does not prescribe a rigid path, but rather it provides a compass, guiding us towards a life of humility, simplicity, and harmony with nature. Continuing our journey through the Tao Te Ching, we now move forward to chapters 21 to 40. These chapters delve into themes of leadership, action without expectation, and acceptance of life's ebbs and flows. Chapter 21 discusses the virtue of the Tao in leadership, emphasizing humility and the ability to lead without dominating. It teaches us that the most effective leaders are those who lead by example and serve their followers rather than imposing their will. As we move on to chapters 22 to 30, the Tao Te Ching instructs us to act without expectation. It suggests that when we perform actions without seeking rewards, we align ourselves with the Tao and find inner peace. This concept can be applied in our daily lives. For instance, when we help others without expecting anything in return, we experience a sense of fulfillment and contentment. Lastly, chapters 31 to 40 teach us about acceptance of life's ebbs and flows. The Tao encourages us to accept the natural rhythms of life, understanding that there are times for action and times for rest. It's like the changing of seasons, each has its purpose and importance. These chapters remind us of the importance of humility and acceptance in our lives. They provide us with a blueprint for living that is in harmony with the natural world and our true selves. As we close this in-depth analysis, remember these teachings are not just ancient wisdom, but timeless principles that remain relevant in our modern lives. The Tao Te Ching does not demand strict adherence, but rather, it guides us towards wisdom and peace. Wonderful! In the final part of our journey, we now embark on the exploration of the remaining chapters of the Tao Te Ching, chapters 41 to 81. These chapters delve deeper into the Tao's teachings, exploring themes of simplicity, the natural way of life, and the ineffable Tao. From chapters 41 to 60, we encounter the Tao's teachings on simplicity. The Tao Te Ching teaches us that complexity often leads to confusion and complication. It urges us to embrace simplicity in our thoughts, actions, and lifestyle. By doing so, we can lead a more peaceful and harmonious life. A real-life application of this principle can be seen in the concept of minimalism that many are adopting today, where less truly becomes more. As we move forward to chapters 61 to 70, we delve into the Tao's teachings on living naturally. The Tao encourages us to live in tune with nature, understanding that we are part of the natural world and not separate from it. It teaches that when we live in harmony with nature, we live in harmony with the Tao. An example of this is the increasing shift towards sustainable living, where we respect and protect the environment, recognizing its intrinsic value. Finally, chapters 71 to 81 discuss the ineffable Tao. These chapters teach us that the Tao is beyond description and comprehension. It is a profound mystery that can only be truly understood by experiencing it directly. This reminds us that while knowledge and understanding are important, there are some aspects of life that go beyond intellectual understanding. As we conclude our journey into the Tao Te Ching, we are left with a deeper understanding of its profound wisdom. These timeless teachings, though thousands of years old, continue to resonate with us today, guiding us towards a life of peace, harmony, and fulfillment. In the next scene, we will reflect on the entirety of the Tao Te Ching and discuss how we can practically apply its teachings in our daily lives. Until then, remember, the Tao is a journey, not a destination. We've journeyed through the Tao Te Ching, unraveling its wisdom and teachings. We've discovered the importance of simplicity, the power of living in harmony with nature, and the profound mystery of the Tao that transcends our intellectual understanding. As we wind down this exploration, remember that the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching is not confined to these chapters we've discussed. Its teachings are vast and timeless, inviting you to continue exploring, reflecting, and integrating its principles in your own time and pace. The Tao is not a question to be answered, but a path to be experienced, a journey that never truly ends. As you tread this path, let the Tao guide you, illuminating your way with its gentle wisdom. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through the Tao Te Ching. May the wisdom of the Tao guide you in your everyday life, nurturing a sense of peace, harmony, and fulfillment within you. Until next time, remember the Tao is the journey, not the destination.